It's not hard to come by AMP while reading crypto headlines, but what is the road ahead for AMP and how will it change DeFi forever? Stay tuned to find out and learn more about AMP. Welcome to AMP Kingdom. The one-stop shop for all the latest news of the AMP token. In today's video, we'll briefly talk about AMP's recent updates and what lies in the road ahead. We'll analyze the market trends and make a price prediction, so stay with me till the end to find out. But before we begin, make sure to hit that red token below the video which says subscribe in the middle. Alright now, let's begin. A quick disclaimer before getting into the video. The purpose of this video is strictly for your entertainment and education. The video is not intended to influence your financial decisions, so consulting a financial advisor before making such decisions is strongly advised. Also, keep in mind that the crypto market is a highly volatile one, and by the time you watch this video, the prices mentioned below might have changed to a whole new value. Well, with all that said, let's get straight into the topic now. It doesn't take a genius to know that cryptocurrency still hasn't hit the mainstream. And it's not because of its volatility, because there are lots of coins that are stable. It's not speed, because crypto blockchains can handle thousands of transactions per second. The real reason has to do with its security. For a blockchain, confirming transactions can take hours or even days. Even when a transaction is unconfirmed, merchants need to get paid. Therefore, crypto transactions need to be insured, and that's where AMP comes in. All crypto maniacs know that AMP is the talk of the town in Cryptoville. AMP was the brainchild of a cryptocurrency payments company based in New York City. Flexa announced the AMP token, and it was listed in Coinbase in June this year. In September last year, users were able to convert Flexa coin and AMP in a 1-to-1 ratio. AMP was built using the Ethereum blockchain according to the ERC-20 standards for tokens. AMPs are what are known as collateral tokens. They work by eliminating the need to wait for confirmation of a transaction. And if a transaction fails, the seller still gets paid. Without AMP, confirmation of transactions can take hours or even days, and they're also prone to failure. Even if the payment was successful, it could take even longer to convert and wire the money. So a collateral token saves time by providing security and insurance to these transactions. Like all other coins, AMP can also be bought and sold for fiat or digital currency. AMP relies on staking, and it works on the assumption that not everyone will withdraw their coins at the same time. For those who are not aware, staking is the process of buying coins and holding on to them for earning interest. And it's the users who stake their tokens that provide the AMP collateral for crypto payments. When users stake their tokens, they're essentially put into a big smart contract that acts as a large reserve of collateral. This reserve gets used up to make smaller smart contracts to secure individual transactions. Users get a small cut of the merchant's fee for staking AMP. Presently, these fees aren't very lucrative as AMP is just starting out. To compensate the stakers, 1 billion AMP will be issued to them every year for the next few years. But that still isn't enough to make staking AMP lucrative for investors. So AMP's only selling point right now is its growth potential. AMP tokens don't have a lockup or unlock period, even though some tokens can get locked up temporarily. However, the protocol can let you withdraw from the reserve contract if your tokens are locked up. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, AMP has been growing consistently since its inception, so you can't find that many signs for concern by looking at the graphs alone. Although AMP has a positive growth trend, it's going on a pretty bumpy ride and is far from stable. This volatility makes AMP a vulnerable coin at all times, high or low. At the time of making this video on August 7, AMP was valued at 6 cents and it was up by around 8.3%. It has over $100 million worth of trade volume and over 42 billion AMPs are in circulation. AMP reached an all-time high of 12 cents on June 12th, which was caused by the Coinbase listing a few days before that. AMP has a supply cap of almost 100 billion, which is similar to Flexa coin's supply cap. Currently, AMP's market cap sits at nearly $3 billion. Now, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Yes, it's price prediction time. Will AMP hit the $1 mark by the end of this year? Will AMP reach $10 by 2025? Honestly, I think it's reasonable to assume that AMP will break its record high by the end of this year and, as the title of the video says, a new high is possible. Comparing AMP's capitalization with the shares of big companies like Tesla and Amazon shows a bright future. But will AMP reach the $1 mark by 2022? Probably not. Since a coin's success depends almost entirely on its market cap, AMP needs a lot of mining to hit even the $1 mark. Experts say that AMP's market cap needs to grow at least tenfold to hit the $1 mark, and they also say that it's not going to happen. So a more realistic price goal for AMP will be 20 or 30 cents if the market is favorable. So what is my prediction? Well, I think AMP will hit 15 cents by the beginning of 2022. After looking at the historical data and its current upward trend, my prediction for 2025 is 50 cents. And AMP will almost certainly hit the $1 milestone before 2030. So what can we take away from all this? Well, it's evident that AMP has tons of potential, but its future has some elements of uncertainty. Being cheap and profitable, AMP is an easy pick for all kinds of investors, but the risks that come along with it cannot be ignored. Unlike other coins, AMP doesn't have a roadmap, which is basically a coin's blueprints that lays out its future plans. Like other tech-based projects, the growth and evolution of cryptocurrencies need to be planned ahead of time. Roadmaps also attract investors since it shows them that their coin has a well-planned future. So, investing in a coin without a roadmap is a risky move because of all the uncertainties in its future. That being said, AMP and its concept of collateralization were created with a long-term vision. The need for insurance tokens is expected to rise as the market grows and cryptocurrency becomes more commonplace. But AMP needs more transparency to become more attractive for investors. So it's time to answer the final question, is AMP still a buy? I would say it is. It is relatively new in the crypto scene, cheap, and not very transparent in its operations. So it is a risky investment, but like all big risks, AMP can also reward you big time if all goes well. Right now, AMP is only in its infancy and it's very cheap, so this is the perfect time to get in. I would say investing in AMP right now will likely grow fivefold by next year. But don't go and buy AMP tokens after watching this video solely based on what I said. Discuss AMP's possibilities with the community. Make your investment decisions based on an expert's opinion. And most importantly, consult a financial advisor so that you can make a more informed decision. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something of value. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on AMP in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to stay updated with the latest AMP news. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.